rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call roll, please.
Spinks?
Here.
Cochi?
Here.
Mezak?
Here.
Janutus?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Saunders?
Here.
Rhodes?
Here.
Council, you have the minutes of the work session of November 18, 2019. Any corrections? Seeing none, motion for acceptance by Mezak, second by Rhodes. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of November 18, 2019. Any corrections to that? Seeing none, motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi? Mezak?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
And under old business, ordinance number 9746-19.
Establishing the Archibald Willard Park Pavilion rental rules, regulations, and fees and declaring an emergency.
And so I wish to put that on a second reading. Motion for such by Saunders, second by Rhodes. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty? Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
And ordinance number 9747-19.
Amending ordinance number 9646-18 pertaining to section 1105.03 entitled Fees, Deposits, and Charges regarding the recreation centers and declaring an emergency.
And again, we'd like to put that on second reading. Motion as such. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mezak?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Reports. Mr. Malice.
Thank you, Mayor. Couple of items real quick. I do want to give a quick update. Chief Nagy received some information regarding some of the new fleet that is currently being built. It looks as if the new squad will be delivered sometime in February, and then the engine is target right now is late April. So we're moving along with those two pieces of equipment. Obviously, the sooner we get that, the better. But we'll continue to provide updates if something would change. I want to mention that we did formally apply for the CDBG grant, $150,000 to televise a quarter of the city's sewers, and obviously we'll utilize that information to determine more large-scale repairs that need to be made. We haven't televised the system. The last time we did it was mid to late 90s. And before we went and started putting capital into replacement of sewers and or repairs, we wanted to get the data first. Not mine. Okay. We wanted to get the data first before we actually went and started investing that capital. So we did apply for that. We will probably hear the results of that grant application in the first quarter of 2020. Jen Kuzma also worked and completed a state capital budget request, which was close to $1 million for the viaduct connector project. A lot of details went into that. A lot of support that we received, not only locally, but we received county support, Cleveland Metro Park support. So we will keep an eye on that request. I wanted to...
Excuse me, Mike, but that went both to our state rep and our state senator, right?
Yeah, there is actually a separate one too that's going to be going out to Senator Yuko. This first piece went to our state rep, Juanita Brandt's office. It's actually, not to backpedal, but it is technically not due until the end of December. We're early, but we were ready. We've had this on a project we've been looking for and we're trying to seek funds for. So we're going to continue to look at opportunities to get dollars for the project. Just as a quick overview, the entire project from Egbert Road, building a bridge, standard bridge, kind of mimicking what used to be there, the historic bridge, connecting to downtown Bedford, connecting from downtown Bedford down Willis, and ultimately tying into the trail back here is about $1.7 million. So obviously any assistance that we can do and look and identify grant dollars, we're going to do so. I want to thank Sean Francis and obviously our court and the police department. They worked to bring in some community, as well as the solid waste district, and bring in community assistance. We did a cleanup this past weekend, Columbus Road, we did Mapledale, we did Willis Street, Rockside Road. Typically we do these like spring and fall, but whenever we're able to get some of this, these court individuals in to do it. Sometimes in the winter you see more when the leaves are falling and things look bare, you see the trash that's out there. On Saturday they collected in that area on all those streets about 35 bags. So Sean helped organize that, and kudos to the service department for doing that and getting some of that cleaned up. We're working on a CDSG grant. That's due in middle of January, and that is to fund the remaining portion of our sign initiative, and that's going to be completed in 2020. And the last thing, I want to commend everybody that helped. I want to commend Dot. Obviously Christmas in Bedford Falls, I think, you know, considering the wet weather, and in all the years that I've been doing it, I don't think it's ever rained, but there's a first for everything, and I don't think it deterred. I think we had a lot of people come down. I know there's a lot of hard work that goes into that, and the committee did a great job, and they should all be commended. I also want to commend the police department and all the volunteers that donated. We had Shop with a Cop on Saturday as well, and we took over 30 individuals shopping. A lot of great photos. We had a really, really good time. Visit police department's Facebook page. We put those up there. A lot of happy kids. So there's a lot of effort that goes into those two events and all of the events that the city does and organizations. And thank you, because I think that's what makes a community. So much appreciated. End of report. Happy holidays and safe and healthy New Year.
Yeah, that shop with the procession was just awesome. With I don't know how many police cars were in there. It was something. I had people that go, "What the heck's going on?" Is that like 40-50 police cars? Yeah. So it's pretty cool that they do this every year and take these kids out. That's just an awesome thing. Mr. Montello.
Just happy holidays, and I agree with everything he said about everybody involved. Have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And soon to be grandpa. Just waiting for the phone call, right?
Again.
Good. Awesome. Mr. Gambosi.
Yes, we're working, we finished up the 2020 appropriation ordinance, and we're finishing up 19 today on an ordinance to finish the budgets up. But regarding taxpayers' letters that are going out, it's the first time we're going to do for 2019. Those that utilize only the e-filers online using our software system will not be required to submit their paperwork with it unless they're requesting a refund or that we request that information from them. So this will be the first time we're going to try that program. We will be tying in with the city of Cleveland to verify income again and doing a filter of our system. And what we'll do is we'll actually send it through them. If they find something not reported, they will get back to the taxpayers and they will handle that situation as files are received from the IRS to handle that. So we worked with them in the past, and we'll try that system in line with this to make sure that everything's been reported. So just again, only those who use the online e-filer system. Everybody else has to file the paperwork as usual. So that's the end of my report. Those letters will be going out to the public, informing them, plus what you paid to date on your taxes, estimates and so forth, and we do have a payment due before the end of the year, which helps people on their federal tax, so I recommend that they get those payments in as soon as possible. Other than that, have happy holidays, and I'll see you next year for taxes.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks.
Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas is all I like to say. Paul always announces when it's National Squirrel Day and a couple other national things. Well, I have an announcement today. Today is National Everything Covered in Chocolate Day. So the poor council and city manager and the financial director and law director had to taste some chocolate-covered pretzels and chocolate-covered malt balls and chocolate-covered caramel. It was tough for them. They really resisted me and sampling it. So we did a little celebration back there. Big kudos and shout out Jeff Asbury. He's one of our out there. He's one of our auxiliary police officers. And I believe this is your second year to do the Shop with the Cop. I know how much fun you have doing that. Shout out to Dot. It was fun. I always get to be Santa's helper, bouncer at the door. And we were down at Salt City this year. It was really fun because we had the puppeteer down there too. So the kids were getting entertained while they were waiting in line for Santa. Not as big of a crowd as it normally is, but it was kind of nice because everything went real. No parents got mad at me or at Santa and them. Everybody was taken care of, rainy and cold, but it was still a very successful day. Something new this year, we did some arts, and some artists had some artisans down at Nature Stone. Beth was one of them there with her lovely photography, and I think you did pretty good, didn't you? They had the candle company down there, so that was something new. People got really good feedback. People said they really liked it. They were able to shop down there and get some Christmas gifts. And there was also another local artist down there. Talking Tree was very successful this year. It was fun. I think our very own Mr. Fluharty was down there doing the voice at one time. So good weekend. Big thank you to the service department for what all they did on helping out, going very smooth on Saturday. A big shout out to them too for the storm a couple of weeks, the last council meeting. I know the mayor mentioned about some limbs being down. There were some rather large limbs down in my ward, and the service department got out there and got them for me, even though the chipper had been put up. Did that, so kudos for them to do it. It's a nasty rainy day when they were doing that, so I made sure I called Sean Francis and told him how I appreciate it, and he came and gave me a big hug. That was a good payment. So in a report, have a very safe and happy holidays and a great New Year's, and that's it.
Thank you. Mrs. Bezek.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Downtown was great Saturday, even though we had a little inclement weather. We did a good job. I caught Doc taking a picture of the trolley, and I saw that the kids were having a good time off the back of the bus. They were just waving at me. So I got to see a lot of the merchants that I hadn't seen for a while, and things just went very well, and I was pleased and glad that I was down there. My concerns that I had to, I was going to bring on the floor, just passed him along the mic so he knows his work's cut out by him. But I wanted to say this is going to be actually not my last meeting, because I'll be back in January, but as the official vice mayor to our mayor. It was an honor and a pleasure, sir. And if you ever want to give up that seat, keep it warm for somebody else. I can warm it up for you. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate all you did filling in.
Thank you.
Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say that, from my perspective, this has been a very good year for the city of Bedford. After 6 years that I've been here, we've managed a balanced budget. Great work by our finance director and our director, who keeps us out of trouble and lawsuits and whatnot. Always a good job. But I especially want to thank, and I think a lot of credit goes to our city manager, Mike Malice, because this is, when I started here 6 years ago, the city was really in a bad state of affairs. I mean, people were sneaking out the back door at the end of work because their television cameras out, and it was just really chaotic, and there's been quite a few advances I think we've all met in the last 6 years, and we should be proud of ourselves. Balanced budget, the street program coming back, city sidewalk program coming back, all those things are just really wonderful. We've had some great events that we talk about a lot here. We have a presence of the Citizen of the Year, Mr. Hassel. We can't forget him. All the people getting shouts out to. And yeah, I just want to say happy holidays to everyone, and I just hope that we have another great year. Everyone's healthy and, you know, find some joy and peace in their meditations and contemplations at this very introspective time of year. So, happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fluharty.
Thank you, Mayor. Switch subjects a little bit, Mike. I just want to say also that, I don't know if you, next time you meet with Marty, but I've noticed in this city lately, going around all the time around town, we have a lot of vehicles with no lights working, tail lights, duct tape. I think it's time we start cleaning up some of this. I know there's got to be something that they're allowed to do when that situation, some of these vehicles need to be really, we're getting some really scraggly looking cars coming through this town. And that's not good. It just makes it look bad for everybody else. And also, if they're looking to ever catch anybody, all they gotta do is sit at red lights. I have seen more people go through red lights 3 seconds after the light turned red than I've ever seen lately around here. In fact, I had one guy the other day, I was on the corner of Solon and Northfield and waiting for the light to change, and he just came right through the other side. And I don't even think he realized it was red. But it's just these people lately, everybody's in a hurry, everybody's flying through these red lights, and especially Columbus and Northfield. I'm up there a lot now, and that is a bad intersection. And, you know, we're having a lot of accidents up on Northfield anyhow. You know that, people hitting poles and everything else. But I think that we need to crack down on these people going through red lights. I mean, it's really that bad. For me to notice, it's gotta be bad, because I'm not out there 24 hours. So if it's just happening around me, well, then that's just my break. But I just think that's a big, big problem going on in this town. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, to talk to Marty next time you talk to Marty. And I want, for everybody up here, all my colleagues, are happy holidays, and everybody out there too. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and end the report.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders.
I agree with the Northfield and Columbus one. I brought that up several times. 3, 4, 5 cars go through the red light. It's not the yellow light, it's the red light. So the poor guy that's waiting to turn left off of Northfield Road onto Columbus is stuck. So the people on Columbus only get a few seconds for their green light. So, yeah, that signal for sure needs some special attention. But people are definitely in a hurry, because on my way home from work today, on my own street, the dead-end street, I put my left turn signal on, slow down to turn into my driveway, and the car behind me races up the street, goes around me. I almost turned into him. And it's one of those things where people are just inconsiderate these days. So, that being said, we're getting a lot of comments from all over the area about our Christmas lights, and especially some of our neighborhoods where they've really lit up. I know my neighborhood, especially on Ennis and a few of these surrounding streets there, have really gone to town this year on the lights. And I will get my lights up eventually sometime this week, but just haven't had the time. The Shop with a Cop, appreciate everything you do for that. I had a dozen phone messages on my phone, because I'm the zoning and building official in Northfield Center where Target is located. Everybody wanted to know if Target burned down or what the heck it was, because there was so many vehicles there, police and everything else. But that's a heck of a job that you guys do over there, and it benefits so many of those that are so unfortunate. So keep up the good work on that. So And another thing, dead trees. How are we doing on our dead tree situation? Mike?
As far as removing them,
Yes.
I mean, there's still hundreds down there, out there.
Yeah, I know, but some of these are getting to the point where they're gonna start falling over if we have heavy
Well,
wet snows.
If there's certain trees that appear to be a hazard, I mean, obviously pass them on to us, we'll get them assessed and
Well, there's
deal with
one
them.
up there on Columbus, on the tree lawn by the convenient mart. That one's been dead for years. And then you've also got the one on Nordum right at Ennis, on the east side of Nordum. That one's been dead for years too, and that one looks like it's cracking already. Those are just two of the examples, but I'm assuming we're still working on those, and this being this time of year where we can't do as much out there, that maybe we'll be catching up on some of these at the same time too. So, one other quick thing. Do we patrol or run through any of the parking lots? Because 216 Center Road, which is right up the street here, the big apartment building, I've gotten a couple concerns from residents who live on the ground floor in the back of the building, that people go there and peer in their windows and so forth. They'd like to know if occasionally a police car can just drive through that parking lot.
I mean, we make pass-throughs on properties like that, we'll make a pass-through. On the rear of that building?
Yeah, there's 3 floors in that, or 4 floors in that building. The ground floor windows, people are actually looking into the windows.
Okay.
So they're concerned.
Yeah.
So I told them I'd bring it up, and if we can run, every now and then run a pass through the back of that parking lot. Because those garages have always been a problem back there. But now they're apparently annoying some of the residents on the ground floor. But now you mentioned on the bike path, the bridge, you know, that was a red bridge. Are we gonna put it back as red?
Depends how much money we get. Well, we do another idea.
We
but-
can make that a Boy Scout project, they can paint it red, but, that being here nor there, but, I'm gonna be politically incorrect, and I'm gonna wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year, and we hope to see you all here on the 2nd, which is the organizational meeting next year, so it's a Thursday night, so don't forget, it's not a Monday, it's a Thursday night. So, take care and enjoy yourself with the holidays this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Rhodes?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. So first of all, I'd like to thank Councilman Fluharty for helping us at Christmas in Bedford Falls. He helped us voice the talking tree. He did a wonderful job. A lot of people enjoyed it very much, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I would also like to let everyone know that the Chocolate Walk is looking for volunteers to help with planning and execution. They do have a meeting, their first meeting this Thursday, or not Thursday, Wednesday. If you're interested in participating in either the planning or helping it to come to fruition, we'd love to have you. Kathy Chach is heading up that committee. If you let me know you're interested, I can get you her information. Or you can just approach Kathy and she'll be happy to get you started with that. I also wanted to let everybody know that Shadow of the Run is returning to Bedford. If you remember, they had their very successful Wanderlust come a couple months ago. They're going to be doing a pop-up theater production set in the same world. So this is going to have to do with the Torso murders. But it's going to be a smaller production. It'll be a lot of fun. That runs January 9th through January 12th. Tickets are on sale now for $18 a piece. You can go online to shadowoftherun.com and purchase those tickets. Thank you very much.
Thank you. When is the Downtown Alliance?
Oh,
Where and when?
yeah, the chocolate walk is not until February 16th. So we are just in the beginning stages of planning that. If everyone remembers last year, we sold out of tickets about a week beforehand. Everyone had a lot of fun. I should say, since we have Jeff Asbury in the audience, and I know that he enjoys these type of things, this year we're going to be doing a wine and liquor pool. Our grand prize is going to be a bottle of Angel's Envy Sherry Cask Bourbon, which is a limited run. Only 3,600 bottles were produced. It does have a street value of $200 right now, but if you're a bourbon fan, you know limited runs can actually go up in price significantly. This one was just dropped this month, So there's no telling by February how much that bottle will be worth. So if you come, you will have an opportunity to try to win that particular bottle of bourbon, along with many other bottles of wine and alcohol.
No, but the time for your organization.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I thought you were talking about myself.
No, that's-
My apologies. Actually, I left it out. I have to admit, I left it out because I'm not sure. I am not heading up that committee. Kathy is, so I know it's Wednesday night, probably 7, but I didn't want to commit to anything, and
Okay,
so.
thank you. And I just want to say to everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I think Wally was right. It was a good year for the city. We don't want to get too in depth because we're going to save that for our State of the City as to address at the beginning of the year. But it has been a much better year as far as we had more good happen than bad. And after 10 years of the economy going down, and we were just fighting every day just to keep the people's jobs and services to the community, that we can now look forward and we're bouncing up. We're not like a rocket, but we're moving up. And we can start to look forward to things that we would like to do and not just have to do. So in that respect, it's been a good work, and that's due to a lot of hard work by our city manager, finance director, law director, and the whole city hall crew, and all our employees. They just do a great job day in and day out. I just want to give kudos to all of them and wish all of them and their families happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year also. Thanks to all of them. Let's just get on with the meeting and we can move on here. Ordinance number 9748-19.
Authorizing a change order number 1 with Terrence Construction Company, Inc. for Tinkers Creek Commerce Park / Art of Beauty water line replacement project and declaring an emergency.
And motion for suspension by Rhodes, second by Mezak. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. During this project, when we were installing the new water line to adequately supply Art of Beauty, we had to put in, or the contractor had to provide an additional 1,000 feet of linear temporary bypass piping, and that was to adequately supply the fire flow when we actually shut the main down during this construction. The additional feet we had to tie into the rear of the building, not the front near the street, and that was the additional footage required, and that was the $12,000 change order.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9749-19.
Amending ordinance number 9653-18, making additional appropriations for current expenditures of the city during the year 2019 and declaring an emergency.
And a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Mezak. Frank?
Yeah, I'll take that. As you know, we always update the budget as we go. This will be the final update for 2019. Some of the items I'll hit the highlight. So we had some accounts that were over budgeted, so I took money away. Some were under budgeted, so we needed to add to it. So trying to stay in line with balancing the budget. We did have some major hits with the health insurance fund. We're going to need to transfer funds out there. Our grants fund, we're going to shore it up a little bit, and the pending reimbursement of some of our grants that we've applied for, we've had to put out money, and then of course we'll have to advance those until we can recover those when we're reimbursed from the grants. Our pension funds for the fire needed some, and we have our, just in case, but we shouldn't need it, the reserve fund has the ability to transfer funds if needed, but we should not need that this year. Other than that, we had a couple of nice grants that came in. We had some that came in for the Eagles Club, gave a couple nice donations to the fire and police. We had a $2,000 grant for the food bank. Dick Sports gave us $2,500 for recreation. And we had a couple other items, our water lines, we had that on the agenda tonight that we just passed. We had a budget for that change order. And that's pretty much it. But I asked council to pass that this evening so we can finish up the year 2019.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9750-19.
Amending ordinance number 9660-18 passed on December 17, 2018, providing compensation for the clerk of court and declaring an emergency.
Need a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Mezek. This is pay raise is mandatory. It's dictated by the Supreme Court of the United States, or of Ohio, that clerks get 85% of the judge's pay, which this year will bring them to about $120,000. The good thing out of that is the city, the county pays 40%, and the other 60% is divided between the 14 communities that utilize the court system. And it's based on usage by those communities, and our percentage is about 15%.
About 15%, comes about 18,000 plus benefits.
So for us, it's a good deal, and Tom Day does a great job over there. He keeps the court running like a clock, and we don't have a lot of problems. So, and our judges are great to work with, so we appreciate what he does. Probably give him a raise anyhow, but it's mandatory, so we need to do this. So call the roll.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Rhodes?
Yes.
Next motion.
Can I get a motion to approve the planning commission decision to accept the site plan approval of Richard Kiley, architect, representing Light of Hearts Villa, proposing a two-story addition to the existing structure located at 283 Union Street? A vote in affirmative would be to, a yes vote would approve the planning commission's recommendation.
So,
Motion, motion.
we need a motion. Saunders, second by Rhodes. Like you said, a yes vote, you agree with the planning commission to accept their proposal, and a no vote would be you are against the planning commission and against the approval. So, call the roll.
Spinks?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Mizek?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
And Rhodes?
Yes.
Thank you. Naz, are you here on behalf of you, Mr. Kiley?
Yes.
Kiley, or-
Yes.
If you had any questions for us, or where we're going?
No, I'm just here if you had any questions for me, so I'm happy to.
No, I don't think so. The planning commission did a good job on looking at it, and we're just happy. Any positive stuff goes on. We're all big fans of the villa. They do a great job here in the community, and one of our jewels. And to see them expand is a great thing, as we like to see any of our businesses expand, so thank you for that.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate the input. We're happy to have the approval and looking forward to their construction in the spring, so
In the spring, you're gonna start?
we're hoping.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
And at this time, we'll have our hearing of citizens, and if you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Beth Hosio Stewart, 93 Avalon, just here to remind everyone that the lights will be off this Wednesday for Lights Out for Hunger in Oakwood, Walton Hills, and of course, our beautiful downtown Bedford. The reason that we run the campaign Thanksgiving through like January 15th is because 100% of the donated money will go at the end of January so that the food bank can use it in February. Often, I had just received from the Cleveland Food Bank some of their information, and just like ours, sometimes in February, these food banks don't have produce, fresh vegetables. There was one year I took the check at the end of January and they had $30 in their checking account. And they had 3 senior citizens who had just had requests for food. So everybody is very generous at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, but we run the campaign during that time so that they get the money in February. On a side note, they also say July is a bad month, but just so people understand why we run the campaign where we do, and we're very proud to say that 100% goes. We have a little administrative costs and things, but people donate that, so. We don't wanna mess up anybody's big family reunion, so we always keep it on the 3rd Wednesday in December. And my volunteers passed out the flyers at Bedford Falls. It was the first year my husband said, people actually knew what it was. I'm like, it only took 9 years. But if you need a flyer, if you have a place of business, I have all that with me if anybody needs one this evening.
And be assured our downtown lights, as you see the signs there, that we will
Yes.
turn them off, which is a nice thing to have that sign, so when people drive by and they aren't on, they'll know.
It's very nice. I think I saw the one by Nature Stone. I think you have them on all 4
On
corners.
all 4
don't you?
corners, yes.
Yeah, that's great. That way.
And City Hall will also be shut down that night.
And Nature Stone's turning off their Christmas tree.
Very good. And I'll have mine off. Thank you for that, Beth. That's a great program. Anyone else? Seeing none, a motion for adjournment. Vote second by Mezak. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Mizek,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming and have a great holiday season.